Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our budgeting tips. We really appreciate having you here today. My name is Dominique Velger. I am the Community Engagement Specialist. Joining me for the rest of the presentation is Terrence Brazil. He's Community Engagement Specialist as well. And behind the scenes, we have Migdalia Gomez. She is our AVP of Community Engagement. So welcome, everyone. Before we get started, wanted to let you know that the background will be muted and this presentation will be, actually, no, never mind. Wanted to let you know about the difference between the credit union and a bank. So we are not for profit. We exist solely for our members. So if we have any savings on your checking, your CDs or anything like that, we pass that savings on to you. So you get a better value, better services. And also we have different financial workshops for you so that you can learn and figure out what will work best for you in your financial situations. So we basically operate just like a bank, except we're not one. We're a credit union and we're not for profit as opposed to a bank. And wanted to share some good news with you next Wednesday, the 9th. We have a new branch in the Longwood medical area. So if you work in that area, that's another opportunity to bank with us and bring you all of your financial needs. If they'll have people there at the branch. If you have any questions, you can stop on by and help us celebrate the grand opening. So a little bit a while ago, I talked about how we are a credit union and we help you save money. One of the things that we do, we save you money and we take that money into things like a financial education, such as Thrive. And Thrive is our financial wellness. It's our personal financial wellness program. So when you go on Thrive at huecu.org/thrive, you can see a lot of free financial counseling. You can see a lot of the different blogs and workshops, and of course, worksheets and different calculators. And then there are also short little videos that you can watch online just to give you some really good tips about your finances. And if you're trying to get certain things in order, for example, if you're trying to buy a house, they have different blogs and videos that can help you as well. Now, your dream budget, how do you get there? That's hard because we all want a dream budget, don't we? It's that money coming in, that money that's going out, and we want it to all equal into a positive number. So one of the ways we can do that, having a dream budget is, um, one of the reasons we don't have a dream budget, rather, is a lot of different things for family obligations. If we're taking care of an elderly parent, if we have children, we have a spouse who may be sick, or our children have a lot of different needs. So those are some of the reasons that we may not be able to achieve that dream budget. And let's not forget advertising. We are bombarded by advertising every single day. Say we're talking about a particular product. All of a sudden, it's on our feed. You ever think, okay, I want to go to Hawaii, and all of a sudden it's all over your feed on your phone, on your social media feed, and you're going, wait a minute, is my phone listening to me? What's going on here? And then you have the temptations also on social media, or if you are just driving by the mall or walking through the mall, minding your own business, and of course, the advertisements are everywhere. Buy one, get one free. If you open this account, we'll give you 10% off, 15%. All of these different temptations really are there to play with our emotions to get us to buy and spend money, and of course, deviate from our dream budget. And how we can get to our dream budget is really trying to identify our relationship with money. And while I'm speaking, you can actually go on nerdwallet.com and you can take that money personality quiz. So the money personality quiz just breaks it down really to 4 categories. And those categories help you identify, okay, well, this is my relationship with money. And that's how I approach it. And because I know this, moving forward, I know my relationship with money, I can proceed accordingly. One of them is money avoidance. I once worked with someone who just didn't pay their bills. They just thought, okay, magically pays it. She paid it whenever she felt like it. So didn't even realize that not paying on time really would impact her credit score. And then there's the money worship person who really believes money will solve all problems. And then you have the money status person who equates their net worth with their self-worth. And then you have the money vigilant person who's very, very frugal and really focused on savings, but also forgets sometimes to stop and really enjoy life and put a little bit money aside for those fun times, like, hanging out with your friends and family, and just really having a good balance of life. Now, how would you define your financial goals? How do you get there? What are some of the things that you think will get you to that goal that you want to reach? So the new year is coming up, and we make a lot of different have a lot of different goals, and we say, okay, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to save money. But one of the things you can do, take a few seconds just to write down your financial goals. Are you trying to buy a new car? Are you trying to purchase a new home? Maybe go on vacation, or buy a particular item that's on your to-do, your favorite list, that things that you wish, your wish list, right? Write that down, and we'll talk about different ways we can try to achieve that financial goal for the new year. So one of the ways you can do that with achieving your goal is goal gradient. Goal gradient, you say, what is that? Well, you really want to try to break down the goal into smaller goals to help you achieve it. Because when you think, for example, this person is trying to save $10,000, just thinking about it makes my head spin, right? And you go, well, how the heck am I going to do that? Well, you say, okay, if I want to save up for $10,000, you want to break it down and say, okay, in order for me to do that, I have to save $3,000 a year, and then $2,250 a month, so that I can achieve that goal. Now, if that $10,000 is a lot, you can probably say, I want to save 5,000, and you break it down. How much will it be a year in order for you to achieve that, as well as how much you need to save a month. And for some people, I know for me, I have to break it down in terms of weeks as well. And then I know that's a good way and a good habit for me to save. Okay, I know this week I have to save a certain amount so I can achieve my goals. And that's what is more feasible for me, and that's more realistic for me. That's another way you can do it as well. So we all have different budgeting styles. And of course, we took the little test just a little bit ago about your money personality. So once you know your money personality, you can start devising your plan of action to help you save. And so you want to do something like this, the 50-30-20 budget rule. So the 50% one, we all know, it's the dreaded, it's either your rent or mortgage. Those are the things you definitely need to have put aside, 50% of that. Your medical expenses, and travel. And travel could entail something like, your T-Pass. It could be putting gas in your car because you need the gas to put in your car to travel. So that's 50%. And then you also want to save 30% of that budget for certain things, such as your savings. If you have an emergency, for example, your car breaks down, but you want to have that little side money on the side. If you have it and you need it, you go, okay, well, it won't be too much of a headache, and it won't really break my budget because I have something in my reserves. And then you want to have 30% of it. You want it to be for your flexible spending. Remember, I talked to you about that person who is a saver, but they don't really know how to have fun. So they can put it towards this savings for your wants, right? To have a flexible spending account for things like, going to the movies, dinner, just hanging out with your friends. Because if you're hanging out with your friends, sometimes you're going to want to eat something. You may want to drink something. So if you have that in your wants part of your budget, you can just go dip into that, and you won't have to really dip in your savings, your emergency savings. So one of the ways you can do that is through zero-based budgeting. You go, what is a zero-based budgeting? So how do you want to do that is, for example, you can we have a new month, right? We just started, now it's our third day in November here. So why don't you just track all of your expenses for the month? Save any receipts whenever you go out, whatever you buy, even if it's just some gum at CVS or something. Save those receipts. So you want to track all of your expenses for just 1 month. Now, at the end of the month, you want to take that monthly income. You want to subtract your expenses. And you can put them in different savings categories that we just talked about a little bit ago. And then so you can see, where is your money going exactly? What are you doing and how you can impact it and change it? And then I'm guilty of this. I've been guilty of doing this in the past. You can, if you don't want to do budget, there have been times, you just spend, 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 and you kind of hope for the best, which is living on the wild side, but it's not something that you can sustain for the future. So having the budget really kind of keeps you on that good road and the path to where you want to go. Because, for example, we started talking about what your budget will be, what you want to save for the new year. If it's a car, if it's a house, you always want to go back to, okay, what am I saving for? And if you fall off the wagon, it's okay. You just get right back on and try to stay as focused as you can to achieve your goal. I'm going to pass it on over now to Terrence.
Thank you, Dominique, and welcome everyone. I'm picking it up from here. What the heck effect? So my colleague Dominique touched on multiple different ways that you can budget, save money, and really become a little bit more financially well. And sometimes we're able to do that month to month, and we want to achieve the goals. We have the best of intentions, but we may not be able to hit that monthly goal that we've set for ourselves. I'm here to tell you that failure is a part of success. And even if you do not hit that goal that you set for yourself, whatever you're able to put away at the end of the month is still progress. And I would hate for anyone to lose motivation due to not being able to hit the goal that they achieved. It's the incremental progress of maybe saving not the full $250, but that $50 or that $100 month to month that really does make a difference long term. Some other budgeting tools that you have available to you and can possibly use are the envelope slash cash method, which is setting aside a certain amount of money each month to be applied towards each bill. For example, groceries. Groceries are a cost that a lot of us have, and we need food to survive. So, what an example of this is a friend of mine used to put $200 into an envelope every month and would bring that envelope with them to the grocery store. And as soon as the money was finished, they were done shopping. And that was the way that worked for them, that allowed them to stay on track in terms of their budget. It's not the only method. There's also the online baking budget and Mint and other apps. Personally, for me, Mint and other apps work for me because I am very tech savvy in some ways. I like having all the information at my fingertips, and I enjoy that. It works for me. There's also others who enjoy Excel and worksheets where they're able to set a time on a calendar, sit down for an hour or two per month or per week, and enter in numbers into a worksheet. What I'm trying to communicate is that there's no right or wrong way to budget properly, and each one of these methods may work for you, and one might work better for you than another. What's recommended is you try each one and see which one works for you. And if it's not working for you, feel free to switch to something new. We also have some budgeting worksheets available, courtesy of GreenPath and HUECU, in case you wanted some guidance to see how exactly do I go about achieving this budget? How do I go about breaking down my monthly expenses? We have plenty of financial calculators and sheets on our website that's freely available to anyone and everyone, so you can access them. Now, one way to go about attaining that monthly budget or that savings goal is targeting your expenses and your income. So the best way to do that, know what your expenses are. Go back and track your spending for the previous month or even previous 2 months and see what is a fixed cost. For example, like rent or gas. We had this presentation previously, and a student brought up that gas right now is a fixed cost, but the number varies month to month, week to week. A way to track that and control it so that way you are still budgeting for gas is to aim on the higher side. Take a look and see, hey, every week or so, I put anywhere between $40 to $50 in my tank, and it takes me about a week to burn through it. Aim on the high side, go 55 or 60, budget it in. And if you don't end up using all of it, it becomes a little bit of found money and savings. It's just a new little neat trick to help you organize your expenses in a way that services your overall financial goal. And set alerts for your spending. Um, there are a few different ways that you can have apps send you notifications every time you spend money, your card is used, or any transaction that happens. So that way it always remains in the forefront of your mind and you're conscious of your spending habits to ensure they align with the financial goal that you set for yourself. Also, the cost of debt. As it is right now, we are in an inflationary environment and debt is getting more expensive. One way that you can reduce the financial liability of that debt is refinancing. May not always be the answer in that point in time, but savings on interest rates going from 10% to 5 or even 2% significantly does save money and interest over the life of the loan. So, another way to reduce your expenses is shifting your priorities. Um, if your priority is to save, let's say, $300, and you are spending a lot more than you would like to with coffee, eating out, food, maybe take a step back and reevaluate and need to make a lifestyle change. For example, cooking at home is a great way to reduce your food expenses. Um, Planning ahead, comparing supermarkets. There are multiple avenues for about obtaining food, from Whole Foods to Market Basket, Trader Joe's, and each one will have different products at varying prices, and some may serve your needs while others may not. I know, for example, personally near me, Market Basket's near me, and Whole Foods is near me, but I go to Market Basket because it is traditionally a bit more on the affordable side and the quality is still there. One major life hack is before you go food shopping, make sure you eat and go with a list. I've personally gone food shopping hungry, and sometimes I come home with a whole bunch of junk food that I wasn't expecting, but it looked good in the moment and it made me happy. Doesn't mean it made my wallet happy. However, it really is just about shifting those priorities and ensuring that my actions align with my personal goals that I've set for myself. And discounts. So depending on where individuals work, normally your employer does offer some sort of discount to major brands, whether it be phone services, um, perks at work. I know Harvard offers outings and innings. We're able to take advantage of discounted movie tickets and discounted museum passes. Wendy, I'm not sure if you're on the line, if you could touch on this and add a bit more color and some specificity to the discounts offered to children's employees.
Yes, I will mention a few of the discounts that we have later. Thank you.
Okay. For example, there's also some household discounts. Uh, Maybe members of your household may have different subscription plans that you may not have access to. A best way well, one way to incorporate those household discounts into your financial plan is to collaborate, share subscription services, and see what your partners, your neighbors, maybe even some friends that may not live with you have subscribed to, and see if you can share those. Another one is phone services. I know a lot, there's always discounts running around, and don't be afraid to jump around to different providers. Sometimes providers will have better discounts if you switch, bring your own phone, and they're always competing for your business. So make them work for it and get the most bang for your buck. So, how do you save money? If you've attempted to reduce your income, reduce your expenses as far as you feel is within your means to do without changing your lifestyle drastically, the next possible step is to increase your income. One way to do that is to schedule no spending days. That's where you take a Saturday or Tuesday and decide, you know what, I am going to stay at home. I'm going to cook my meals today and have just an at home lazy day, or even go out. If the weather's nice and permitting, you're able to go out in nature, do something that's really cost effective. We're still able to have a great time, but it isn't such a drain on your bank account. Another tip is to set up automatic savings deposits. I personally do this and I find it very useful for me. I have my direct deposit coming in and I have it sent to a bank that is not near my house. And I also do not get a debit card for this account so that way I'm not able to easily access the funds. For me to access the funds, I have to go wake up on a Saturday early morning and drive 30-40 minutes to the bank and physically pull out the cash. Personally, on a Saturday morning, I'm kind of lazy. I have other stuff to do in the house. I'm running around doing errands. I end up not being able to make it there, and it's a forced savings, almost like procrastination spending, if you will. So it stops me personally from going out and accessing the money when it's so far out of reach for me. You could also use separate savings accounts to reach your goals. I know a couple colleagues of mine name their savings accounts different goals that they want to achieve or financial things that they want to do, such as concert, vacation, holiday money, especially for the Christmas time. So that way, whenever that money or they access the money, they know there's some intrinsic value to it, and they may not want to spend it on something other than they've already pre-committed that money to be spent on. For example, if I've committed $100 towards my vacation spending, I don't want to access that money for date night or going out on the town to have fun, because I know when I'm on vacation, I want to be able to spend that money. So, next steps. We've touched on quite a few different things over the course of this presentation. Dominique has touched on a few. I know I have touched on a few. Hopefully, everyone has had a chance to take the money personality quiz and get to know their money personality. Whatever it is, there's no wrong answer. It's really about knowing who you are individually and how you operate and interact with money. The next step is to set up a budget that falls in line with your money personality and or your personality as a whole that works for you. So I would like to challenge the audience here to pick up one money tip in the next week to try and see if they would like to incorporate it in, maybe take some notes, have some feedback on it, and see what's there and see how the best way for them to make the best bang out of their buck. So we also have a blog. If you would like to find us, learn more, read about us, interact with us, we are blog.huecu.org. We're constantly putting things out, constantly putting out information, and it's all relevant and timely to what's going on in the market right now and in the financial services industry. GreenPath, one of the free resources that Dominique mentioned earlier in the presentation. When we do receive revenue, we give free resources back to our membership. And one of the best ones that we partner with is GreenPath. It's financial wellness coaching. It's free of charge to members and anyone realistically. We do this because we want to ensure that we're providing great member service to our members, and we want to be sure that our members are receiving the best in terms of financial wellness. And please visit our survey. Let us know how we did. Let Dominique know how we did. Interact with us so that way we're able to tailor these presentations to benefit our membership that much better. We are huecu.org/survey. A full disclaimer, presentation is a general overview. Please don't sue us. We are only here to educate and provide some suggestions. This is not legal or investment advice. If you needed specific advice, please contact a financial advisor on your specific situation. Please keep in touch. We are huecu@harvard.org, and I'm going to hand it over to Wendy. And Wendy, what would you like to add?
Thank you very much, Terence and Dominic, for the presentation, and to Mitalia for organizing this. Hi, I am Wendy Mateo Arias, a workforce development specialist for human resources in the Workforce Development Program. Thank you for joining this presentation. We have partnered with Harvard University Employee Credit Union as part of our initiative for benefits for our financial well-being program. So in order to support our employees a little bit more than just here at work, we are also going a little bit over that, focusing on our well-being adults and children, which has many options and new partners for the health and financial well-being program. So I encourage everyone, if you haven't seen our pages, to go on our Boston Children's Today under Human Resources, the benefits. There are a lot of pages there. Harvard is listed there as one of our partners and how they focus on helping us develop better money habits, going to school if it's either for you or your kids, and they provide a lot of guidance. So we have created a few workshops. If you would like to see them, you can visit the page. We'll put the link on the chat. All of them are recorded so that you can go and see them. We are going to continue on providing workshops in the future. We quarterly, so we hope that you can join them. And besides the well-being for financial, we do have more benefits and discounts as part of our benefits program. If you would like to know more, they go from movie tickets to some wireless phone services discounts, membership discounts for gym, and a variety of many different museum discounts. So please go to the benefits page under benefits employee discount, and you will be able to see everything that we have available there, as well as all of the partners that we have for our benefits and how we can contribute to you and your daily life and support. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll pass it over to Terence. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Wendy. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who has attended this presentation. Thank you for all the comments in the chat and the engagement with us. Please fill out the survey. Let us know if there's anything that we could improve upon or how we can make it better to serve you. We're always listening and we appreciate it. We thank you, Wendy, for participating, and thank you for sharing.